I just built an AI chatbot that works 24/7 for my Instagram page. Watch this. Let's say someone is browsing my Instagram page and wants to start a conversation. Now, from a previous conversation that we had with this agent, I already mentioned that we run a local gym and we need help with marketing. Now, let's go ahead and answer this question specifically and say something like, I need help with lead follow-up, and let's see what it says. Lead follow-up is crucial, especially in a competitive market like fitness. With AI, we can create systems to automate follow-ups, freeing up your time while ensuring that no potential members are forgotten. Would you like to learn more about how these systems can work specifically for your gym? What systems? Let's just ask what systems. So we're asking it details about how we help as a business. And our chatbot mentions that we use AI-powered systems that can automate follow-ups with lead through email, SMS, and other channels. These systems are timely. Would you like to discuss how we can do this? We can just say yes. Perfect. And then right there, we get a link to book our free strategy session, which takes us directly to our calendar. You can go ahead, select a day and time, and then we're good to go. Now, this conversation only took 2 minutes and it was after business hours, so that around the clock, we have someone following up with our leads and getting them into booked appointments for us. This AI chatbot only took 5 minutes to set up using this tool called Manychat. And this entire setup is right here. This is all that it takes to build this chatbot. And in this video, I'm going to set this up with you step by step in under 5 minutes. So we're going to be building out this AI chatbot in Manychat. Now, first of all, what is Manychat? Manychat is a tool that automates your Instagram DMs. It listens for various triggers like keywords, story replies, comments, and especially direct messages. Once any of those triggers runs, it can run a flow or a process of steps that can answer open-ended questions and immediately send responses to the people that are engaging with your profile. Today, we'll walk through how to set up the AI step within Manychat, and that's really the key component that's powering this chatbot. With this AI step, we can create a chatbot that can follow a series of steps or a script so that it can handle open-ended questions. Now, that turns your inbox into a 24/7 lead qualification and appointment booking machine. So without further ado, let's get into the build out. And I'm going to start completely from scratch on this. So once you sign in or create a Manychat account, you're able to go to automation within the left navigation. So from here, we're going to select new automation. And in new automation, you see that there are many pre-built templates that are very helpful to get started for other use cases. So from here, we're going to select start from scratch, and then we're going to start our own way and start with a blank. And so once we see this, we're ready to get started. So the first thing we're going to need is a trigger. As I mentioned earlier, it could be a keyword or a key phrase. In our case, our trigger is going to be user sends a message. Now within user sends a message, there's a few ways that we can set up this trigger. We can have it detect a specific word within a message. So we can have it detect hi or appointment or any other keyword that might allow us to understand what the intention of that message was. Instead, what I recommend is to use AI to really understand the intention of the message, and then we can use that to start our flow that we're going to build out now. So in this case, if the message is about person wants to learn about our business, we're going to use that as the starting point. Feel free to modify this if you're building this chatbot for a very specific use case and a very specific business. But for our case, we're going to say for a person that wants to learn about our business, that is going to be a trigger to get us into this flow. Now, as you can imagine, what we want to do here is we want to send them a message. Now, once we have this trigger, we are going to remove this send message, and then we're going to set up something else. We're going to set up what we have as this AI step. So within this AI step, we have two input fields. We have tell AI what to do, which is to give it a few basic instructions of what the goal is for this conversation or for this chatbot. And to give AI context is any information that you think is relevant for the chatbot to know for this conversation. So for this tutorial, I have created a system prompt for this Manychat AI step. And so you're welcome to use this system prompt and modify it for your needs. So this system prompt starts off by saying you're a friendly and knowledgeable VA for digital peak strategy. And your job is to respond to people who show interest in the business via DM. And you want to have a helpful tone and have this be a natural conversation. So we are going to copy that in tell AI what to do. And then we are going to paste the rest of it into context. So I'm going to paste this as giving the AI some more context. Now, I would paste these instructions into this box, but there is a character limit in the tell AI what to do step. So we are going to have to set it up this way, but this has worked just fine. This is the exact same setup that I had in the start of the video. So we're going to do that, click generate, perfect. And then it generates the AI step. And now what that is doing here is it outlines the goal based on the prompts that we have filled in those past inputs. So it's going to acknowledge the user's interest, ask qualifying questions, and save the user reply and we're going to create a user field. And so I have some fields here, but just to walk through this, there are user fields that we can create. Essentially what that's doing is when we're having a conversation with this chatbot and the user responds with something, that response can be saved to a variable within Manychat. So Manychat will then save that, and you can use that for reference when you're looking back at these conversations to understand things like what is the user's name, what is their email, what is their phone number, what is their goal. If you ask them a yes or no question, it can also store those variables as yes or no. It can do all of that. So we're going to create a new user field. And we're going to say, in this case, the field is going to be for the user's role, goals, or current challenges. And so we're just going to say user details. And we're going to leave that as text. And we're going to put that in the folder for user fields. We can give it a description, but we don't need to for our case. So let's go ahead and save the user reply as user details. And if applicable, provide insights to explain how AI can help their specific case. Invite them to book a free strategy session using the provided link. And so in the system prompt, I did share a link to book a strategy session so that can send that link directly and allow users to go ahead and directly book with us. So these are the instructions that I've laid out. So feel free to copy and paste and use something like this when you're setting up your chatbot. Now we can also start preview, so we can actually have a conversation with this agent right here. So it says, hi there, thank you for your interest. And then we can have a simple conversation. I need a voice agent. So we can say something like that. I understand you're looking for a voice agent. Could you share your roles? I own a nail salon. Sounds exciting. Are you looking to automate appointment booking, following up with clients? Let's say appointment booking. Okay, great. Greatly enhances efficiency. Would you like to explore how we can do all of this? Sure. And then it's going to send us a link to book, and we can go ahead and check out the link, make sure it works properly. Awesome. And so we see that we got to this end state, inviting us to book a strategy session. So I think that is clear. And so if we're not happy with this output, the key thing we can do here is modify this. We can save user reply in different areas. We can modify the steps here if we're not happy with the flow of this conversation. So this is really a good place to go back and forth with this chatbot to configure it for your needs. This is really the core step here. Once we're happy with it, we can go ahead and move off of that. And now we have a chatbot that is ready to go. That is literally it. The only thing I'm going to add on to this video is to show you how to set this up with specific time constraints so that this chatbot can respond after hours. Now, if you're running a business or if you're running an Instagram page and you still want to be the primary responder to your Instagram messages, then what I would recommend you do is you set this up to only respond with the AI chatbot after hours, so that your leads don't go cold by the next morning when you have time to respond. So the way that we're going to do that is we're going to delete this connection, and we're going to say, once a user sends a message that they want to learn about our business, we're going to have a condition. The condition is going to be for a time. And so the general filters include current time. We can put a time between certain hours. And so what we're going to say is if it's within the workday, so if it's between, let's say 9 a.m. and 6 p.m., and you can modify this to your liking, but the intention is to say, okay, it is, let's just name this as saying, if it is during business hours, then what we can do within Manychat is we can assign it to a member of our team or to ourselves. And so one of the actions that we can do here is we can assign this conversation to one of our team members. In this case, in this account, this is myself. So I'm going to assign this to myself. So it's, if someone sends me a DM about wanting to learn about our business, it will get assigned to me and I will get a notification. If it's after hours, it's not going to bother me. The chatbot is going to handle it. That's essentially the whole setup here. And now all we need to do is set this live. Oh, I see that time value in the left field should not be fewer than the right field. So what we need to do here, since this is military time, we are going to put 18 to represent 6 p.m. Then we're going to hit set live. And just like that, we have a live trigger that's been turned on. And now when we go to our Instagram and with a different account and start chatting with it, we have this chatbot that is set up, and then we're good to go. So that is it for this video. Hopefully you were able to follow along and build this out with me and specifically set up this AI step within Manychat so that you can start automating your DMs and have a chatbot qualify your leads 24/7. So with that, we will wrap up here and I will see you all in the next video.